Yeah, as we head into Championship Sunday, we are all too familiar with how intense it is in Philly. But one person who is not at all concerned about dealing with the Philly fans, Tebow Sammy.
We know it's going to be loud, but no stadium is as loud as ours. But at the end of the day, they're at home, NFC Championship. They're going to be all riled up. And, it don't really too much. We don't really too much feed into all that. We put the pads on and just go to work.
Good mentality there. Our Championship Sunday host sites have some interesting facts attached to them. When you talk about atmosphere, Arrowhead Stadium is the third oldest home stadium in the NFL. Reached the Guinness World Record of 142.2 decibels back in 2014 against the Raiders. As for the Link, 8-1 home record at the Link this season, including playoffs. It also has a 4-hour fan code of conduct course that it requires fans who have been evicted from the stadium to complete before re-entry. You guys know all about playing under hostile environments.
What did you say? What is happening? Call it again. MJ, what was that? I can't hear. Call it back in. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I don't know. Steve, you know what? You played in and won an NFC championship in Philadelphia. The crowd is raucous as advertised.
They are. Philly fans will also turn on themselves, too. They will turn on their team. They will boo you as the opposing team. But if the opposing team starts to show that games are looking different and it's not the outcome that they're expecting, they will start to turn on their team. And that's the one thing that I would say that really changes Arrowhead. Arrowhead is more, what would you say, optimistic, Oscar?
Friendly.
Yeah, more friendly.
Yeah.
They're more concerned about their team and less about the, I don't want to say the result, but less about the result because they have faith.
Yeah.
I think Bucky said it better in our production in meeting.
Well, I mean, like in Philly, you got to understand, there's a lot of negativity sometimes that surrounds. They always feel like they've been slighted, the underdog mentality, and sometimes that anxiety, you can feel that in the stadium, and that is on the sideline. The team feels that. They feel all that angst and, oh, my God, here we go again. We're not good enough. We're not going to win it. And so it's not only a lot of pressure on the opposing team, it's a lot of pressure on the home team when you play at Philly. It's a tough environment.
So you're saying, like, both stadiums are loud, but does that mean that it's easier to play in Philadelphia?
I wouldn't say it's easier. It basically put it like this. Look, when you're playing against Philadelphia and playing against the Eagles and how their fan base is, it's like when you forget your coupon book, you're heading to the grocery store, and you only got a few dollars, and you don't have that coupon book, you start to look and realize, so I'm going to have to take about several items off this belt. The only way I can take all these groceries home. That's what they get. They get anxiety. They just get unsettled. And Philly is just a natural place. They have high expectations for their team.
Yeah.
But they turn so quickly as well. So that's the part that really takes away from the home field advantage for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right. The tension is different in Philadelphia and Kansas City. I mean, in Kansas City, they're looking to have a party. And because they've riled up, they poked the bear a little bit, they called it Burrowhead. So
right.
All the red is going to be out. They're going to be loud. And it's a place where it can be a decided advantage for the Kansas City Chiefs because, look, we saw them. Guinness Book of World Records, they set the decibel, the noise level. So it's going to be loud, it's going to be festive, but they're going to be for Kansas City, not so much the anxiety that Philadelphia Eagles have.
That's a beach party.
There's one thing I didn't factor in and just thinking about it. San Francisco, they travel well now.
They do.
And it's going to be interesting. San Francisco folks, Cali folks, we're a little bit different.
Yeah.
And Philly think they tough, too. So,
that's one thing.
Listen, it might be a few fisticuffs, some fist fights in the phone booth out there, depending on who wins.
It's a little bit different than filling SoFi Stadium, but to go into a place like Philadelphia where the crowd can turn.
No, because in SoFi and Philly, I'll say it like this, you can get shanked anywhere, and San Francisco fans have every intention of protecting themselves.
Okay, fair enough. I have no follow for that. Anyways, MJ, why don't you take it away?
Well, the team itself, the Eagles got another practice in today. Nick Sirianni said there was 0 restrictions for Jalen Hurts, who injured his shoulder late in the regular season. Sirianni added he's kind of ripping it just like every week. Mike Garafolo is in Philly with more.
The Eagles on Friday held their last practice of the week in advance of Sunday's NFC Championship game against the 49ers, and head coach Nick Sirianni was asked what he looks for in a team to know that they're in the right mindset and focused during the week leading up to a game. He said you look at walkthrough, you look at practice, and you look at meetings, and you see if the focus and energy is there. And check, check, check. He said, yeah, he's seen all of that this week, so he's comfortable with his players' mindset heading into this one. And certainly during practice, it seems like the focus has been there. Cornerback Darius Slay was saying one of the things that they've been working on this week is all that motion and window dressing that they're going to see before the play even starts from San Francisco's offense. Slay saying that needs to be a focus for the defensive backs and their communication to make sure everyone is on the same page, and it has been that way during practice this week. They're going to have to communicate through that noise of the home crowd, by the way. That's been a big topic this week, and certainly both sides of it are expecting a hostile crowd. And I use that word hostile because that's what Sirianni used when asked by a German reporter about Santa Claus and the snowballs years ago. He said, that was years ago, but yeah, our fans are going to be hostile, and he expects that again on Sunday.
Yeah, listen, Mike G knows firsthand that crowd is no joke. But when you think of the game specifically, so let's leave the crowd where they are, focus on the field for a moment. Jalen Hurts is the first player in the Super Bowl era to rank top 5 in both passer rating and rushing touchdowns in a single season. How has he been able to just carve up what defensive coordinators have really thrown his way, Steve?
Well, listen, when you're looking at Jalen Hurts and you think and believe that you can throw anything at him and he's going to take the cheese, let me tell you something. He's not taking the cheese. He's going to look at what he has. But the question is, are your guys going to keep their eyes on their luggage? Look, you got a safety coming down right here. You got a corner, so you got a go route. I don't know what these three guys are looking at, but hey, there's someone wide open, reverse it, going on the other side. This is against the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are running a ton of zone coverage, and Jalen Hurts was back there picking them apart. I believe at one point, 10 consecutive completions. And then you got right here against the Giants. Again, zone coverage. The Slim Reaper, great pass. No, not getting Jalen Hurts off his spot. You got to understand with Jalen Hurts, he is a quarterback who he's rhythm, time, escapability, but at the same time, he also knows exactly what he's doing. He can run the ball and pass the ball from the shoulders down. But what he's really developed since college, now in the pros, he's developed from the shoulders up, and that's what makes him so dangerous.
He is a very dangerous playmaker. The 49ers run zone more than anybody else. Let's see if they change that up, though, because you need to play man coverage to stop a mobile quarterback like that.
I would expect the unexpected this weekend, but you can always expect here on Total Access on Fridays, game picks. Let's get to it. I have lost sleep over this one, so Rank, I'm starting with you. Who you got?
Yeah, this is difficult. Both these games have been very difficult to pick, but I'm going to take the Eagles in a close contest, 21-20. I think what it comes down to is the quarterback play. I'm not saying that Brock Purdy's going to be exposed or anything like that. I expect him to play well. But I think this Eagles team has been somehow still overlooked because they were so good for such a long time. Had a couple of missteps when Gardner Minshew was in there, but now that Jalen's back and ready to go, I just don't think they'll be stopped.
Okay.
I'm not looking at Brock Purdy to make any mistakes. What I'm really looking at is the Philadelphia Eagles. Their times, their secondary, and for every 10 great plays, they have about 2 or 3 plays that are mistakes, and I believe those mistakes will cost them. So I have the 49ers 24-21 upset, and I need brighter lights.
More light.
I'm with you. Steve is on point. Something about the Niners that I just feel like they have the upper hand in this matchup, and it's going to take Nick Bosa having a monster day, but Kyle Shanahan has to be in his bag for this to come to fruition. So let's go with the Niners, 24-20.
Yeah. Wow, by 1 point, you guys.
Come on. Yeah. Come on, MJ.
I told you I've lost sleep over this. It's
Come on.
Such a tough matchup, such a close matchup. So you know what I did? I phoned a friend.
Oh.
¿Quién va para el Super Bowl?
Dad, in real time.
I can't pick. I don't know. Yo creo que los Bengals de parte de la AFC, pero no sé for NFC. So give me the 2 teams. Bengals and Eagles. It's my dad's pick. Okay, thanks, Dad.
My dad now in retirement. He has plenty of time to help out his firstborn. dare I say, favorite child. Am I taking the easy way out? Maybe.
A little bit.
But my dad and I, we talk ball all the time, constantly. So I said, let me just pick up the phone and call this man. Let him pick. So Papi's pick, Eagles. I'm going to pick up where he left off. I'll give you the score, 24-21. We also asked you guys at home. Okay, Niner gang, I see y'all. 64% of folks.
Take a picture of that and send it to Pop.
Send it to my dad. He's watching. He knows. He knows what's coming. 64% of you are going with the 49ers in an upset. Ooh, this is going to be such a good game. I'm still nervous. I really, really am. All right, after the break, Adam Rank is back, bringing the heat in what rank? Fantasy Hot Sauce. Let's go. He'll tell you which fantasy player you need to pick up in your daily lineup for Sunday. And you might want to listen to him. He's been on that Purdy train since day one. Not new to this, Frank.